All right, everybody, come on in, come on in. I don't want to keep you all waiting any longer, getting everything together behind the scenes, but welcome in. For anybody new here, hi, I am Maggie, your substitute teacher. Usually I'm welcoming you to either a struggle cooking class, I make food and femininity content, but today I've got someone very near and dear to my heart with me. It's actually my business attorney, Lauren Morgan, and she is the founder of Activated Law. I am not an attorney. That's why she's here. Lauren has an amazing Black Friday special. If you have a brand, if you have a business, you want to make sure that's protected. And I'm going to walk you all through this with Lauren, how she helped Lucy and I make sure that what we create is protected. So I am going to play a little intro commercial first, and then I'm going to bring Lauren on. If you have ever had questions, whether you have a channel or a brick and mortar or any type of digital content, and you have questions, tonight is your night because she has an amazing special. You can click the link in the description for more. So without further ado, let me show you all something. Then we're going to bring Miss Lauren on.
Attention agent.
My goodness, y'all, that was super serious. Well, without further ado, let me introduce to some and reintroduce to others Ms. Lauren Morgan. Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I am wonderful. So I know you, but for anyone who doesn't know you, would you please introduce yourself and why you're here and what qualifies you to speak on this subject?
Yes, so I'm Lauren Morgan. I am an international business attorney and I specialize in helping business owners protect their business and to monetize their business through intellectual property, contracts, entities, franchising, the setup, the works, right? So I am here to share my expertise and we have a ambitious goal to help serve 150 business owners this Black Friday with our special offer. And so I've asked Maggie to generously partner with me and help me spread the word, just get it out there to people. Because we know there's a lot of people who need to protect their business, and we want to help do that.
Absolutely. So I am going to drop the link in the chat. I know we're streaming on my channel, your channel, my Instagram, my TikTok, but I want to give everyone a little bit of story time and I want to go very elementary here because, like you said, you are the international attorney. I am not. I'm just a cooker. So Lauren and I met, I guess it was about a year and a half ago now in London. We were both scheduled to be on the same podcast where a clip of mine went viral. And Lauren came up to me afterwards and she wanted to connect, and we have stayed connected since then. So I've worked with Lauren a lot behind the scenes, and you all know my channel. Lucy and I are the founders of the Finishing School for the Modern Woman. But when I first met Lauren, we did not have the finishing school. We just had an idea. We wanted to give back. We wanted to have a curriculum. You all asked for, all of this content. And so in working with Lauren, she actually brought some things up to me that I had never thought about. She asked me if Lucy and I had a partner agreement. We did not. She asked me if I think we had an LLC and some basics, but Lauren, what do you remember about that time and why was it so important to make sure we started off right?
Yeah, I think it's so important that people start off with the right foundation because if you want to scale and grow, you're going to crumble without the right foundation. So, in knowing that and knowing how valuable what you guys were offering, one for me personally, but in just the society in today's day and age, we need wisdom on how to navigate dating relationships, how to navigate being a woman. And I know that there will be imitators of that. And I wanted to make sure you guys were protected and holistically covered so that no one would try to come after what we were doing, what you guys are doing.
So I am so excited. It started with the Finishing School for the Modern Woman. We actually have a trademark for, and then our courses, Lauren is helping us have our material copywritten. So for those who don't know what that is, I had to learn from you. Can you please let us know the difference between a trademark and a copyright?
Yeah, no, that's a really great question. That's important. So your trademark really protects your brand and anything associated with your brand. So if I see it, if I read it and I register a brand, that is what we are going to protect. Some examples of that are your business name, your logo, a hashtag or slogan. You can even have trademarked colors that resonate with your brand, as well as having some type of trait dressing, right? So this might be a particular, the most common one that I can think of is the Hard Rock Cafe. Their buildings, when you see it, you can identify and understand that that is the Hard Rock Cafe or hotel because it's shaped like a guitar. So those are trademarks. Copyrights, by my definition, they cover a broad span of things, but really, I want you to think artistic pieces of work. So anything that you creatively come up with, and sometimes there's an overlap with trademarking and copyright, but there's still a clear distinction. Artistic pieces of work such as ebooks, your website copy, curriculum that we did together, regular books that you're publishing, artistic pieces of work such as actual art, paintings, music. Honestly, it's a long, extensive list for copyrights and what that can cover and be, but that is the difference, and that's how I kind of really plant that seed for people knowing it.
I love that. So you're here today because you actually do this every day in the real world, but you have an amazing special going on right now. And I have your website ready to pull up if you need me to walk anybody through anything. I've also put the website in the chat and it's in the description. Lauren is offering an amazing package that ends very soon. So I wanted to make sure you all knew about it. So what do you want to tell us about your Black Friday special?
Yeah, and so that's the thing, it's Black Friday, that's why it's ending soon. It's not like a scammy thing or anything like that. Some people are like, "Why is it only so fast? What's the point of that?" But like I said, we have a goal and we are out to help 150 business owners. We are actually actively working on that, so it's a little less than that now. Protect their brand and their mark this holiday season for Black Friday. And I feel like Black Friday should be like a real wow factor. You want to hear the offer and be like, wow, I have to take advantage of that. So that's what my team and I tried our best to build out and implement. And so the offer is, and I'm going to tell you guys with all the dramatics and all the stuff to get you excited about it, because that's how I feel about it. But we get you a trademark. That's important. We want to make sure your brand is protected and covered. We're going to get you a mini monetization course, right? So we want to make sure that you are able to monetize your brand and really be able to make money off of your intellectual property from day one that you are creating it. We're going to give you 3 months of trademark monitoring. The 3 months of trademark monitoring is very important because you have to enforce the protections that come from trademarking your brand and those protections, right? So that means if other people are using it, a requirement for trademarks is uniqueness. And if it's no longer unique, it's saturated, you could potentially actually lose your trademark, right? Then that mini monetization course, I want to go even deeper with you. And I'm going to have a strategy call with you on your unique brand, on how we can work together and how we can help you leverage monetizing your specific brand. So the mini course is going to give you some general principles, plant those seeds on monetization in general. So as your business progresses, I'm going to come behind that and have a one-on-one call with you on how to take it to the next level for your specific business. Then we're going to give you a cease and desist letter. I want to say last but not least, but it is not last at all. We're going to throw in some bonuses. And this is just for anyone who purchases the package anytime during the Black Friday special. We're going to throw in an additional trademark for you. And that is a really big deal because when you hear the pricing that you're getting, having 2 trademarks in that is a really big deal, right? And I'm going to cover your filing fees for you. So you don't have to pay anything else outside of this flat fee. I'm going to handle all of your filing fees with the trademark office for your initial filing of the application and make sure that you are clear on that. And if you get it before Friday, We want active people taking advantage of this. Before Friday, we're going to give you an additional $200 off, right? So the pricing is $17.95, but with the $200 off, it's $15.95, and that's everything included, everything. And so my other guarantee, my last part of this is that getting your stuff protected and working with a trademark, it could be like, oh, well, how long is this going to take? How long is this going to be? We have blocked off my calendar to make sure that you get everything back and access to everything immediately, the videos and things like that. But your actual trademarks, the important part of this, they're going to be submitted within 2 weeks of this deal starting. We want to make sure that you enter the new year, you end this year protected with those federal protections that we need to really take you into next year. So, yeah.
Okay, y'all, this is a lot and it's a lot of good stuff. So we're going to unpack this, but tonight is your night. Lauren is a real attorney. I am not. She is my attorney. She is me and Lucy's attorney. So if you all have questions, please put them in the chat. If you want me to drop the link and you all want to ask your questions, happy to try to be helpful. But I want to start with the first couple things that stood out to me. So that trademark, you all, if you are a content creator, if you have a passion project, if you've been making cupcakes, if you've been whatever you've been doing out of your own gifts, out of your own heart, and you just are so focused on delivering a good quality work, I didn't even think about protecting my brand. Lauren was the one who came to me and said, we need to put these structures in place. And it's wonderful, like she said, as your business scales, look at how far we've come, how many more courses and things. We know that the finishing school for the modern woman is ours. So that means someone can't just take our name and start doing whatever they want to do with our trademark. So it's really nice to have that. I know a couple of questions that I asked. I'll go ahead and ask you again, Lauren, so you can explain, and then we'll talk about some of the other benefits one by one. We got pills, potions, and poisons in the house. She says this is great info. Thank you. And again, if you all have questions, I know one of the things that Lauren offers on her website, and I'll drop the link again. If you're wondering, does this apply to me? Do I have a brand? Should I take advantage of this service? I'm going to drop the link again, but what would you say about, you have like a mini course or a way that people can find out about that?
Yeah. So honestly, even before that, right? So I am new to some of your audience. I've been on here before, but some people might not know me. So we actually have a free brand identity test where they can qualify themselves and without any commitment, anything like that, get some information specific to their brand and understanding where they are in the process. Do you need a trademark? Do you need these things? So on and so forth, right? So that is actually on the website. If you go to it, the first link you see will actually be a free brand identity test. And then you scroll down and it'll say about the offer, right? So that's a little video from me where I'm introducing you guys to the process and getting your brand secure. And then right there, it says get activated, start with the brand identity test, right? So if you click on that link, it's going to take you to the identity security test where you can learn more about your brand. The quick answer to that is if you have a business of any sort, a hobby or not, you absolutely need to protect your brand because you never know how big or what's going to become of it.
That is a great start. And I'm posting the link in the chat so you all can get to it easily. I'm posting it on Instagram as well as I'm going to post it on my TikTok since I'm streaming this everywhere. So like Lauren said, if you all don't know, that would be your step zero. But all of us, as we age, we gain expertise in something. And if you've been giving away that service for free, or you've thought about, maybe I want to start a channel, or maybe I want to do speaking engagements, or maybe I want to monetize what I do for free anyway, that's a great first step. The other benefit that you had on there, we talked about the trademarks. Not only are you offering one, but with this Black Friday special, you're offering two. So this is an opportunity for you all to get two trademarks for the price of one. So if you have, two hobbies, or you have, a big business and then a small business or anything, you can go ahead and grab those trademarks. So many people try to do this on their own. Not me. Thankfully, Lauren found me and said, I want to make sure you and Lucy are set up for success. But can you talk a little bit about why it's important, Lauren, to work with an actual attorney like you instead of some of the do-it-yourself services online?
Absolutely. So this actually came up real story this past week. And so I'll start with that. I had a client who used Trademark Engine to start their process, which, by the way, they do not complete it for you. And so they actually came up against losing their mark because it was not followed up with properly. They didn't know they needed to respond to it. And to this day, I have since come in, we have redeemed the mark. I have actually gotten the mark approved successfully. I've done all the responding correspondence. To this day, they are still getting spam emails from them. They received one last week that says your mark is canceled and you need to take action. And my client is, hysterical. What happened? Why do I keep receiving this? And it's just like, well, that's what you signed up for before you came to an actual attorney and got on with this program, right? And so really being proactive, it is a federal process you're navigating, you guys. You will honestly, if you miss deadlines, it will cost you additional money. So you will actually trying to cut corners and not work with someone who professionally knows it could cost you even more money, time, and stress. You have deadlines in which you need to respond, usually 2 to 3 months. If you do not respond within those timeframes, you risk losing the application altogether or paying additional fees. As well as if it's new to you, you have to learn how to navigate how to respond to this thing. It is there's trademark laws. There is a over 1,400 page manual with the case law and all the information on how to respond to them. And when you're faced with a response, it's not the time to go learn how to actually respond to that. It's possible. It's just probably not ideal.
Recommend it. Absolutely. So I'm so glad, again, you all are here. Lauren is from Activated Law. That is her company. She founded. She is an actual attorney. And even after this Black Friday special, she does this all the time. Like I said, she helped Lucy and I a year and a half ago. So you have an amazing opportunity. And if you all have questions, tonight is the night you can ask your questions. And I think anybody who signs up, I may throw in a little Maggie cookbook or a little bonus in there for you as well, because it's important. I mean, if you just go to work and do your 9 to 5 and you come home, that's fine. But all of us, I think, kind of wonder, what if I wrote that book or started that shop or did whatever? All right. The other question that I had that I heard you talk about, I want to make sure people understand. You talked about a federal filing. So this is not you own the trademark in your city, state, or county. This is nationwide, right? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, and that's an important distinction. There are state level trademarks. I do want to make sure we acknowledge that. 98% of the time, I'm not advising people to get a state trademark unless they have a brick and mortar or there's some other distinguishing factor from our conversation we identify. Why am I not advising that? Is the federal trademark is what's going to protect you in this digital age that we live in. I can have clients anywhere in the States because federal law is federal law. So trademarks goes anywhere, as well as your business. If you have an online business, you're probably not just honestly working within the States. You're probably in other countries, honestly. And so at some point, we need to look at the international trademarks or things like that. But we don't want to play small and only go to our state protections. It can be beneficial. There is a place for that. Absolutely. But in our digital age, if you're doing things online, more than likely you are going to need and want a federal registered trademark.
I love that. So that's good to know that wherever we go in the country, we are protected. And you are an expert in this because I think you have some type of international law degree. I know you have clients all over the world. So that's really good to know. You know what you're talking about here. That's why we have you on. Let's see. One of the other bonuses that you talked about, we covered filing of not one, but 2 trademarks during this Black Friday special. So if you all have an idea in your head, you can go ahead and lock that down and flush it out later. Lauren helped us with the finishing school for the modern woman before Lucy and I taught our first course. She met with us and understood the vision. And she said, this is amazing. We've got to protect this. We've got to lock it down. She went off and did that part while we were working on the curriculum. So that was a huge benefit, working with an actual attorney. The other thing that I want to talk about, one of your bonuses here, we talked about one of the free questionnaires that you have as far as should you protect your brand. But I want to talk about the mini monetization course that you have. So this is one of the bonuses that you're giving. It's not just, okay, I own the rights to this trademark. How is it beneficial to me? Can you talk a little bit about monetizing it? Why would you, and ways that you can?
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, it's just a different way of thinking. It's not anything new that I'm teaching. It's not any new strategy that I'm coming up with. It's just really thinking about your brand in a bigger way, in ways that you might not even be aware of, and how we can leverage that. So monetization, we have 5 or 4-point areas in our business that we work with people with. And it really starts with your entity, right? What entity structure is going to maximize your profit? Or do you need another entity where we can save on taxes or leverage that out for you, right? Also, secondly, your contracts, are those positioned in a way that they're not costing you money or losing you money, but they are making sure everything is structured properly, so you are getting paid when people are breaching contracts and or not capitalizing on everything, right? And so third, we want to make sure that your intellectual property is in place, right? So your trademarks, your copyrights, and copyrights are so slept on. People aren't really leveraging that, but the curriculum is the perfect example of a copyright, right? So that curriculum, I know you guys are very active with that. You're having weekly classes and there's a meetup at the end and things like that. However, if you just wanted to have a curriculum and recorded videos, that could be an evergreen product that people are making money off of in their sleep, that they've created the brand, they've built that out, and they aren't doing anything live with it, right? That is very common these days. So that's your intellectual property monetizing and making money off of you. And then holistically, how do we need to layer these different things together so that we can collectively come up with a unique plan for you? Because everyone's plan is different, which is why we have that trademark strategy call in there as well, to really capitalize on it. You get some principles, you understand what your options are, but I'm going to come in and hone it in specifically for your business and what you are doing even the more.
Y'all, I'm telling you, and Lauren is an entrepreneur herself. This is her business. This is what she does. I met her in London in her digital nomad phase, so she knows what she's talking about. And I love that. You all know, I mean, Lucy and I, we teach, like Lauren said, every week, but we are starting to consider having some on-demand courses. We like doing it live so we can answer the questions, but I know people's schedules are different. So having that curriculum protected, if someone wants to take the course on their own time, we have the ability to do that and know that we still own the materials that we created. So that's wonderful. Lauren touched on this a little bit. This trademark strategy call, if you don't know anything about this stuff, like I didn't, one of the best benefits of working with an actual attorney is it was really a conversation. Lauren asked us about the vision we had for the finishing school. And all we knew is, we wanted to be the older women who teach the young. We didn't know what that was going to look like. And Lauren gave us ideas about how we could do it and what we could do. And she's been guiding us or kind of supporting us along the way as different things come up, different, courses or events. We want to make sure it's all under the umbrella of the finishing school. So can you talk a little bit about that strategy call and maybe the different types of businesses that you've supported and any other areas of expertise that you can speak on that would be unique to the different clients?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really passionate about that part. As Maggie mentioned, I'm an entrepreneur first, right? And that really sets me apart, not just because I started my own law firm. I started my first business at 16. I've been doing this a very long time and I have a very unique eye. So I'm not your average attorney that's, oh, we got to do the law, you got to do this, or we can't do this. I want to hear your heart. I want to hear your vision. And I'm going to come alongside you and I'm going to partner and tell you how we can execute this vision. I'm not the attorney that's going to hear no and say, oh, no, we can't do that. I'm going to figure out how we can do that, right? We can't, or even if we can't do this, I'm going to have another option on what we can do. We can't do it this way, but we can do it this way, right? So I want to be seen as a partner alongside of you and helping you push this thing along, push this vision to life, right? I want to activate your vision, which is why our business is called Activated Law. True story. And so that's what I'm here to really do. Activate the law to protect you and activate the purpose inside of you so that you can really live out your full potential in your business and your life through that business purpose.
I absolutely love that. And, activated law, like I said, Lauren was able to take our vision and activate it. So again, we got about 20 minutes. If you all have questions, Lauren is here. She has an amazing Black Friday special. I see Brittany in the chat. I see E Capone in the chat. We had pills and potions here. If you all have questions, if you've been thinking about starting something, if you've, started something, you're just kind of doing it for free and wondering, is there any money in this? Now is your opportunity to ask an actual attorney, our attorney, my attorney. But I'm going to keep peppering with questions unless I see anything else. So another benefit that you have as part of this Black Friday special, Lauren, you have a cease and desist template. Now, luckily for us, we have not had to use this, but I guess it's good to have it in your back pocket. I don't know anything about this, how it works, but I guess if people are not, if we have bad actors, you handle that for us. How does that work?
Yeah, so I actually want to talk about this in tandem with the 3 months of monitoring, because this is really where we leverage that. With the 3 months of monitoring your trademark, once we implement the application or get that filed, you have to enforce your protections, right? So the trademark, once it is registered, goes back to the date of application, which means we need to actively be monitoring your mark from the day that we protect your mark, right? What does this look like? What are we monitoring? We're monitoring e-commerce stores. We're monitoring domains. We're monitoring social media platforms. Anything out there where someone might be infringing upon your mark, we need to make sure that we are actively sending out cease and desist letters or actively protecting your brand, because one of the requirements for a trademark is uniqueness. And so if you lose uniqueness because it is saturated in the marketplace, when it comes time to renew your trademark, they might say that it is no longer a unique mark, and we are going to take away the registration because it has become generic, right? And that is an argument that someone else might be able to make in the mark. They're like, oh, we want to come and do this mark. And they're like, somebody else is registered. And they're like, well, it's generic now. Well, they probably wouldn't make that argument. It would hurt them as well. But it is something that could hurt you in the long run if you are not actively protecting your mark, right? One of the ways we enforce these protections is through that cease and desist template. It is to cease and desist use of the mark that they are infringing upon so that you can continue to use your mark and maintain its uniqueness.
So that is so good to know. I'm glad that I don't have to think about it. Honestly, y'all, I just make the snacks and I teach the ladies. This is why you hire the professionals. But I wanted you all to meet Lauren. Again, she is Lucy and my business attorney. We just had the vision for the finishing school, and she helped us put things in place, even in, a partnership agreement. So we are clear how we work together, made sure that the way that we were set up and have, everything financially in order as we were just getting started. So this could be useful if you just have an idea and you want to start off well. It could also be useful if you've already started doing whatever your gift is and you're just kind of hoping that it is protected. This is a great way to kind of have that peace of mind. To me, working with attorneys is kind of like insurance. You kind of do the painful part. It's not painful, but it's, you do what you need to do, and then you kind of set it and forget it, and you have the brains working for you, and I can just go forth and continue to bring you all the content that we do and know that it's protected. So again, we are talking to my attorney, Lauren Morgan from Activated Law. She has a Black Friday special, and I'm showing you all everything that's on the website. The link is on the description. In this special, you get not one, but 2 trademarks to call your own. You get 3 months of monitoring that trademark to make sure nobody infringes on it. She has a course on how you can monetize your brand once you have that trademark. This is one of my favorites because just tell me what to do. I don't know, but she has a strategy call with you because Lauren has done this for all kind of businesses, from beauty to, we do education and the finishing school, everything. And then this cease and desist template. And again, for those of you all who just hopped on, I'll drop the link in the chat again. If you don't know if you need to have a trademark for what you do or what you want to do, Lauren has an anonymous survey that you can kind of fill out, and she can help you understand, is what I'm doing something that needs to be protected, or am I just having fun out here? And either way is totally fine. One other question that I had for you, Lauren, I know I asked, do trademarks and copyrights expire? Is this something we got to do every year, like getting a flu shot, or how does that work?
Really quick, I want to say the brand testing is not anonymous, actually. So it's because we actually give you custom results. So we look at everything and then we respond to you with your custom results on where you are with the business.
For correcting me.
That's important. Transparency is very big in our firm, and we want to make sure people are aware of what they're getting into. People are like, oh, it's anonymous. And then I'm calling you like, hey, let's talk about your results. So that part is not anonymous, but it's definitely worth it. And it's going to be a valuable response you get from us. So with that, so do they expire? Trademarks do expire, but you can maintain them and keep them up. Copyrights actually expire, but they have a way longer lifespan, right? So if you register your copyright, it will last the span of your life plus an additional 10 years, I believe, or something like that. I have to double check on it, but it lasts a long, long time, a very long time. And so in addition to the trademark, your first registration comes up at the end of between your 5th and 6th year. And then every 10 years thereafter, you want to make sure you're maintaining your trademark registration. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so since I'm new in this and I don't know, is it one of those things like you get a letter from the DMV, it's about to expire and you need to renew online? Is that something that your firm lets us know, hey, it's coming up for renewal? Like, what does that look like? How do we make sure that it stays active?
Yes, great question. So my firm, actually, we do inform our clients, hey, this is coming up. We want to be proactive with it. We have a calendar where we have the reminders set up about it. So we'll send you out the reminders via email and text when it's approaching, and as it counts down, and say, hey, you're going to lose the mark if we don't renew it, or you could potentially lose the mark, right? So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is we actually can add your information on file to the trademark system, and so that they'll follow up with you. For protection purposes, this is not something we lead with our clients in the process. But after the fact, should they decide, hey, we're going to maintain it ourselves, we're going to do everything, we just kind of turn it over to them, and then they would maintain that, and they would get a reminder from the office directly.
Okay, good to know. I'll continue to let you lead me on where I'm supposed to go, because I just make the snacks over here. I don't know.
The delicious snacks.
The delicious snacks. So thank you. So again, y'all, we've got Lauren Morgan here from Activated Law. She is my attorney, me and Lucy's attorney. She has made sure that the finishing school for the modern woman and the work that we create is protected. So if you have questions, you've got us for another 15 minutes or so. Lauren has an amazing Black Friday special going on right now. And if you decide to take advantage of this offer, I'll even toss in a Maggie cookbook for you, just because. But it's really good information to know if you have a passion project, if you've already been doing it, just hoping that it is going to stay, belonging to you. It's just great to have that peace of mind and know that it does. What other question did I have? I had a question for you. Oh, do you need to get a trademark and a copyright? Do they come together, or would you recommend one or the other in different circumstances?
So they don't come together. Everything is definitely separate. And even to clarify, for your trademark, you might need multiple trademarks for one business, right? Your business name, your business logo, those are two separate marks. So that's kind of the incentive behind the special, right? Because most people have a minimum of two. Most have more, but absolutely. So in getting your trademark, there might be some overlap with the copyright. I'll give an example of this. If you have a t-shirt brand, but the brand is actually a trademark as well, right? So the name of the company is the brand. So your slogans are going to be copyrights, right? Those are artistic pieces of work, your t-shirts. However, so you cannot trademark a t-shirt. However, you can trademark the brand behind the t-shirt, which might happen to be the same thing as if you were copywriting it, right? An example of this, let's just use Nike. Nike is the name of the company. It is a brand, but they have Nike t-shirts, right? But the t-shirt Nike is not a trademark. The name of the brand on the t-shirt is the trademark. So they can coexist a little bit. I know it gets a little confusing, but your brand, remember that anything with your brand, when I see it, I hear it, I think of your brand. Any artistic pieces of work is a copyright. They absolutely can coexist and oftentimes do.
Okay, again, this is why I have you, because I don't know. All right. I have dropped the link. We got about 15 minutes left. If anybody wants to click the link and ask Lauren, I'm just here. I'm just hosting. If you want to ask Lauren a question, or you can put it in the chat, I'll pull it up and we'll try to answer. She will answer, y'all. I'm just happy to be here. Brittany says, ooh, that's a great point. I didn't know that each part of a company can be a different trademark. That really is a great point. So Nike is a trademark and the logo, like the swoosh, is a separate trademark. Is that how it works?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I didn't know
So
that either.
Nike, the name, Nike, the actual, so Nike, the name, Nike, the actual check mark, Nike swoosh, Nike just do it, all different trademarks, completely different trademarks. Nothing to do with, I mean, they all have something to do with each other, same brand, same company, but they're separate trademarks. And Nike is probably one of the top contenders for trademarks. They have a lot.
I had no idea. Y'all, we are learning tonight. That's why, look, I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. We will learn together. Lauren is helping us learn. I know Brittany says, wow, who knew? Brittany says, okay, so a question, if any, which trademarks should businesses focus on getting first? Yes. So Lauren is offering a package where you get 2 trademarks, but if you got a lot of irons in the fire, where should they start?
No, that's a really great question. Thanks for that. So essentially, it depends. That's such a legal answer. But really, if so, this is kind of how I try to do it. And let's talk about the business name and the logo, right? Because some people's logo has their business name in it, but that's not, you still need to do the business name because the logo in and of itself is only protecting the logo, the visualization of it. So people saying your name or printing your name without the logo, technically the business name is not protected, right? So, however, if you're in a certain class and you're doing both the business name and the logo in a class, the logo can help get your business name into that class, right? We would spell it out, things like that, which would allow from other people not to come in and potentially be able to take the mark. So I really just work with business owners and try to see if they don't have the budget to do everything up front, how are you using your marks and which one are you going to benefit the most from protection? Let's do that first. And let's proactively have a plan for when we're going to come back and do the next one once we hit this certain mark, right? Because ultimately for full protections, you're going to need both. Great question, though.
Okay, so now you got me thinking, yes, you all, you got us for about 10 more minutes. We got Lauren Morgan here from Activated Law. She has a Black Friday special. She is my attorney. She makes sure that Lucy and I and everything we do for Finishing School for the Modern Woman is protected. So if you all have a hobby, a business, a passion project, and you're just doing your craft, make sure, if nothing else, you do that assessment so Lauren can let you know if what you're doing needs to be protected. Because we just learned something. Now I'm thinking about my logo. So this one right here, like the Maggie, that's probably a trademark different from this one too, right? Are they two? See, I
yeah, absolutely. I thought we spoke about that, and I told you that. I was like, we're going to do both of them, and I was like, which one did you want to start with? So don't worry, that's definitely on my radar. Don't you worry.
Okay, see, no, I don't know. We spoke about this. Just tell me what to do. I don't know. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just making the snacks. But what you said about Maggie, the substitute teacher, my name, people could say that name and that's not, infringing. But if they take my logo or use this without permission, man, so good. Let's see what other questions y'all have in the chat. Brittany is back. She says question number 2. Thank you, Brittany. If the logo changes, there will need to be a new trademark, right? How important is this for people who rebrand?
Oh, I actually love this question. Love it. It's so good. And let me tell you why it's really good. So if your logo changes, you absolutely need to get a new mark because it's not the same. However, doesn't mean the first mark becomes obsolete. Reason being, you want to build a brand, you want to have multiple assets. This is one of the ways that we can monetize your brand. It increases the valuation of your business when you have multiple avenues and assets in your business, right? So this becomes an asset for your intellectual property. If you have an old one, you can absolutely do that. But with the new brand, you have to keep use of your old mark and brand. Every 10 years for that renewal, you have to show that you're still in use of commerce. A perfect example of this, and you will see this from time to time with Coca-Cola, for instance, right? That original logo that they have from back in the day, Pepsi even, you will see them do a tribute to the original, like we're doing an old school like name on the bottle, things like that, and they're using their original logo, right? And it's like a special edition relaunch of our original bottle or things like that. They're doing that to show in proof use for the trademark purposes, because that trademark is probably coming up for renewal and they want to keep that in play, although they have a new mark and a brand that they are still actually using, right? So it doesn't mean that that first mark becomes obsolete. We just have to strategically build it in where we're using that as well as the new mark, because we want to have multiple assets to our business because it increases the valuation of it, right? That brand, what people originally knew us by, is valuable, right? Even as we changed and we evolved and we have a new look, this is what people know us by now. But that original piece, that is the makings of our company. That is our history. We want to make sure we hold on to that. So that's a phenomenal question. Actually, I love that.
Okay, my mind just blew. Y'all know all of the, okay, I go to the snacks. I'm thinking about all of these ingredients, Campbell's soup. You mentioned the beverages, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all of these, you all know where they have the, Little Debbie or whatever, they have the logo and you look at it over time, Wendy's fast food, and it has that original logo. I'm wondering now if all the times they have like a nostalgic type of packaging, and they do like a throwback to the original, like bring back the McRib or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if they're doing that intentionally to kind of show that this is still us. I did not know that. Did y'all know that?
They're doing, and if you think of the timing of it, usually they bring back the McRib every like 4 to 5 years, right? Maybe 3 to 4 years. The McRib, it just makes an appearance because the McRib is a trademark. Right. And so it's like, oh, it's off the menu, but we don't want to lose the McRib. It's catchy. It fits our brand. We're going to re-bring that back. Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all, my mind is blown. I'm glad you're with me. See, Brittany says this is game. Y'all, every time, clearly I like the snacks, but every time you go to a restaurant or see an ingredient or a packaging and they're bringing back the original flavor or original formula, it's not just for us. It's not by popular demand. They're doing this. Y'all, my mind is blown. Wow, I learned something today. All right, so we're in the last 5 minutes. I'm just going to check over here. You guys are doing well on Instagram. I'm going to check over to TikTok, and then we will kind of recap here again. We have Lauren Morgan. She is my attorney, Lucy and my attorney. She has spoken at the Finishing School for the Modern Woman about how to stay feminine in a very masculine environment. You all can tell that she knows her stuff. Clearly, I don't know, but I wanted to bring her on here because she does this every day, all day, for all types of businesses. I guess I'll ask you, Lauren, are there any type of clients that you don't work with or any type of businesses that, should not reach out, or you have seen it all?
I've pretty much seen it all. Who I, like my ideal client, who I target are really service providers. And that's just, at this point in time, it's just a preference and who I enjoy the most with. But I work for anyone that I can serve. Honestly, if there's a need and I can help in any way, I give them the plan on how we can help and partner, and then we move forward from there. But yeah, there's no.
I love that. So, Brittany, we'll take this as the last question and then we'll sum everything up and wrap it up. Brittany says, so how does having a trademark impact the legitimacy of your business? Also, it increases the valuation of your business. How does this help your business if you're looking for investors? That's a good question. If you're looking for funding, should you be trademarked and copywritten? Copyright? I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you pop that back up for me again? Because it's a couple of few questions with that. So the first one, impacting the legitimacy of your business, right? And so there's common law rights to trademarks. I want to say this, even if you don't federally protect it, there's common law rights to when you started using it and things like that. The problem with this is you have the burden of proof of establishing your common law rights versus getting a federal registered trademark that fortifies our rights as you are the owner of this mark. That's what you need to show. You don't have to go prove your case, right? On its face, you might need to, just show other stuff if they're saying their common law rights were first, things like that. But legitimacy, that is one of the ways to help you in your legitimacy of the business, right? It's one of the ways to show, hey, one, you take your business seriously, right? So as an investor, I don't want to come alongside and invest in something you haven't invested in. How does that look, right? You don't value this enough because you haven't even trademarked it. What is the value in it if you are leaving it open for anyone and everyone to come and steal, right? So why would I want to invest in this if you have not invested in this and you aren't doing anything to prove that it's valuable, right? If something is valuable, I'm going to hold it near and dear. I'm going to say, nope, it's got to stay in this room condition, space. It has to be here. You're going to treat it as such, right? And so after that, the fact is, how does it increase the valuation of it, right? So you really got to think of your business as like a house almost, right? So the assets that you put into your house, when you get that insurance, trademark is a type of insurance, right? When you get that insurance for your home insurance, you're listing off all the things of value in the house. For your business, your intellectual property adds value to it, right? One, because you're doing the brand. Let me give this quick story to paint this illustration and really drive this home. I've been using Fenty Beauty as of late recently. And this is another little gem with this too, is that when you really start getting a lot of intellectual property and assets, you don't even want to house it in the same place as the business because it becomes a risk that someone can come and get the business in the brand, right? So with that being said, we have all these assets, we have everything that we own, but the brand is what it is. If Rihanna lost Fenty Beauty today, because of a lawsuit, which by the way, she has them separated. Her intellectual property is in a completely different entity versus Fenty Beauty. So Fenty Beauty does not own Fenty Beauty trademark assets. It's in a separate company because if Fenty Beauty gets sued today and they wipe out everything, she still owns the brand. She can turn around tomorrow. And even if they bankrupt the company, they wouldn't own the brand. She can turn around with the brand, your reputation is what we are talking about here. What people know you as and buy. She can turn around tomorrow with her brand, say Fenty Beauty is still alive and well, and make that $1 billion right back. That is the importance of having trademarks in place, having the structures, right? I gave those 4 points earlier, your different entities, right? Great, let's have one out the gate, a LLC, sure. But when you start growing to different levels, we need to have different types of entities and multiple of them to separate our assets, right? So we got to play the long game, guys. We got to stop playing small. We got to stop treating our businesses like they are hobbies, and we need to take it seriously. And you invest in yourself, you invest in your brand, and you protect your brand to show people the world, even outside of investors, that you are not playing about your business. So,
well, with that note, what she said, I just make the snacks here, and I'm so proud of you, Lauren, and just this is amazing. All I do is what you tell me to do. So, y'all, if you all are like me, you want to do something and you want someone to kind of give you air cover and be your eyes and ears out here in this, digital content jungle. If you have a service that you've been thinking about, if you want to turn your hobby into something that is legitimate, I could not recommend Lauren more. So we're going to review her package. I did get a question on Instagram. How do I take advantage of this offer? Don't overthink it. I dropped the link, but you can also message me and I put it in the description. So let's take a look. This is Lauren's website. Activatedlaw.com is her law firm. All right. So she has a Black Friday special for you all that ends very soon. So I want to make sure you all take advantage of this. So protect your brand. We've talked about that. There's a quick video on there that Lauren is explaining. We talked about the identity security test. So if you don't know if what you've been doing needs protection, go ahead and take that test. It is not anonymous, but Lauren will let you know what your options are. All right. So again, what you get in this package, you get not one, but 2 trademarks. We just learned tonight your name and your logo could be 2 separate trademarks. I was thinking about an extra one in the back pocket, but you probably need both. I learned that today. While your filing is underway, Lauren and her team are going to monitor for 3 months to make sure that no one else is taking that name and calling it their own. With this package, you also get a course on how to make money off of your brand. So once you have a brand and a business, Lauren has so many ideas. I didn't know, y'all, she told me and Lucy that we could write this curriculum and like sell it to schools or something like that. And people could be teaching the finishing school curriculum that we created and we could get income off of that. Have we done it? Not yet, but maybe we will. I didn't know that. Lauren told me. So let her help you know how you can monetize what you're already doing. This one, again, is my favorite, that trademark strategy call. Y'all are buying these templates offline and trying to figure it out on your own. I am not an attorney. I don't even play one on YouTube. Lauren is in our community. I recommend her highly. She will give you a call and work with you on what would be best for the strategy. Like she said, play the long game. All right. Don't be out here just trying to put some things together with Band-Aids and bubble gum. And if the worst happens, this hasn't happened to us, and I hope you never need it, but like insurance, you get a cease and desist template. So if anybody starts any funny business, Lauren knows exactly what to do to shut it down. So you don't have to worry about that. She is going to take care of all of the filing fees for you because these have to be filed with the federal government. Y'all know I don't know. And if you decide to take advantage of this before Black Friday with code BFAL 2024, she's going to give you an additional $200 off. So Lauren, maybe you can talk about, as we close out, all of those things that you offer, what is the value separately, and then remind everybody what the Black Friday special is.
Yes. So again, that wow factor. You mentioned it earlier and I forgot to correct it. You said this is the cost of one trademark. It's actually cheaper than the cost of one trademark because one trademark is $2,500 with our firm. And it doesn't include any of those bonuses or specials. One trademark. It doesn't include a mini course. It doesn't include a template. Because that's the value of it. These take about 8 to 12 months of it. We're responding on your behalf to the examining attorneys. We're responding to you, keeping you abreast of it. Like I said, so 8 to 12 months for one mark and monitoring it and trademarking it is actually a very long time, right? So that's $2,500. Even if a year you split that up, you're paying me $200 a month for one trademark. Honestly, like it's when you really break it down, the cost of it 10 times over is like, wow, for one. So the value of this is that you're getting 2 for less than the cost of 1 for this. And that's really the wow factor I wanted to have, and equipping people as we end this year with what they need to start off strong and protecting their business with this, right? And so everything in that, the trademark, and I like to do the package and then give you the bonuses because it really is like that wow to me. But you're getting that trademark filing, the 3 months of the trademark monitoring. You're getting that mini monetization course. So I want to be known as the attorney that doesn't just cost you money. I partner with you to make you money, right? So that mini monetization course is going to be pivotal in planting those seeds. And then I'm going to come alongside and give you the trademark strategy call specifically for your brand and how we can give you some strategy to take your brand to the next level with monetization and just positioning, honestly, right? And then we want you to be protected. So we're going to give you that cease and desist template to make sure that you're holistically covered. And then the bonuses, I'm paying your filing fees for your applications for this, right? So that is covered, as well as I'm throwing in that additional mark for you. And if you do it before Friday, you get another $200 off. Wow. 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 Right? So
Wow, indeed. And I didn't know that, y'all. So again, just one trademark is $2,500. Lauren is giving you 2 plus all of these bonuses if you activate by Friday for, what was it, $17.95?
$17.95, $15.95 before Friday.
So the $17.95 is the special before Friday, another $200 off. So you get 2 trademarks for $15.95. Usually one is $2,500. I'm done, y'all. If y'all don't click this link, but anyway, go ahead, do the assessment. Lauren is here. I put her website link in the description. I've dropped it in the chat. So if you're watching the replay, you all can click on that. You have a few days to take advantage of this amazing special. If you have been doing the work and you've been looking over your shoulder, making sure nobody's taking your ideas and calling it their own, go ahead and protect your business. So I am going to close out with Lauren's amazing video, and then we will come back and say good night to you all. And I really do hope this was helpful.
Attention agent.
All right, everybody. So please go take a look at this. Now, look, I have a referral link, but it's more important to me that you all get this taken care of. So wherever you're watching or hearing this, go to activatedlaw.com and go ahead and take that assessment and find out if you need to be protected. So at least you have peace of mind and you have this amazing special. Brittany says, excellent. Thanks, everyone. Good night. Thank you so much, Lauren, for being here. I'm really excited for all the work that you're doing. And I know that you're going to be able to help so many more people like you've helped Lucy and me. Any thoughts to close us out?
No, I'm just honored as always to be on your platforms. Thank you so much for sharing me with your audience. Thank you guys for listening. I hope it was some gems. Even if you don't take advantage of the offer, we are here to serve. Let us know how we can be of assistance for you, truly. So, yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, with that, happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate, and go ahead and think about what you've been doing. If it needs protected, Lauren is here for you. activatedlaw.com. We'll see you all next time.